if you're thinking about accommodation in law school, there are four main things you need to consider. First is price, second is security, third is proximity, and the fourth is comfort. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Okay, first of all, let me apologize because I might be a bit of a mess in this video. I wanted to, sit down and have a clean and coordinated video, but life happened and I don't have the time to do that because I've been procrastinating so much, and now there's so much for me to do today. So I'm going to do this video while I am driving. It's so hard to find information online. I know a lot of people have complained about it. There is little to no information online about law school, accommodation and whatnot. And even the information that's online, you don't really get all the deets, the nitty-gritty. I did bar one in the Abuja campus in Bwari, and I spoke to a lot of people who have stayed in different accommodations. So I sort of know a lot that nobody will really tell you until you start staying there. So the first thing I want to say is, if you're thinking about accommodation in law school generally, or in Bwari to be precise, there are four main things you need to consider. First is price, second is security, third is proximity, and by that I mean proximity to the campus or proximity to the lecture hall, and the fourth is comfort. So I'll start with the hostel now. There are two hostels, two categories of hostels. So there's the main hostel and then the Katsina hostel. The Katsina hostel is a new one that was built recently, and the main hostel, they've been there. When I was in Bar 1, I stayed in the Katsina hostel for the first week before I moved to the main hostel. And the main thing is, there's a trade-off. In Katsina hostel, you have almost constant lights, not constant but almost constant. I think, I don't want to give any wrong information, but I definitely know I had lights way more in Katsina hostel than in the main hostel. I don't want to say you get lights for a certain number of hours because I actually don't know how many hours. But there is no, it's not like there's no running water, but the water doesn't run all the time in Katsina hostel, and that's just a big no-no for me. You have to carry buckets and start fetching water in the tap outside, which is completely ridiculous. I think they only pump the water in the mornings or something, but you don't always have running water in Katsina hostel. Then in main hostel, where you pretty much always have running water, the lights, they only turn on the gen from 6 p.m. to 12 noon. I mean, during the day, of course, you're in your lecture hall. There's always lights in the lecture hall. But after that, no lights until, of course, there might be lights, but if there's no lights, they won't turn on the gen until 6 p.m. And then they turn it off by midnight. And my problem with that light situation is that Bwari is very hot. Okay, even when there's lights, you'll still be hot because there's no AC in the room. And the fan sometimes is not enough to contain the heat. Not to talk of when there's no lights and no fan. Bruh, is bloody uncomfortable. And then if you're someone like me who does all of their work on their laptop, if there's no light, you can't charge your laptop, you can't function. I can't function without my laptop. There's nothing you can do. So in terms of comfort, hostel is probably the least. And then in terms of the different types of hostel, I guess you have to choose which one is more important to you, light or water. I think for me to be light, man, because it's not like there is no water. You can maybe pay someone to fetch water for you or something, but as long as you have lights, I will definitely prefer that to water. And it's not like Katsina hostel has 24 hours lights anyway. Let me just clarify that. But I think their lights is more constant than the one in the main hostel. So in terms of proximity to the campus, obviously it's just I think a 5-minute walk from the hostel. Well, from the hostel where I stayed, that's hostel D. Yeah, main hostel D. It was just about 5 minutes, a 5-minute walk to the lecture hall. So it's obviously the closest. What else did I talk about? Cost, of course, is included in your school fees, so you don't pay anything. And what was the fourth criteria? Gosh, I said I'm such a mess. I'm such a mess in this video. Okay, security. The law school hostel is as secure as it gets, I don't think they let anyone into the building because I know the few times I used boats to enter the law school campus, I had to show them my student's ID before letting me in. So they won't just let any random person come into the law school. And once it's midnight, you can't come out of the hostel, not even the hostel, you can't come out of the building and you can't enter the building. So even if you say, someone is dying, okay, maybe if you say someone is dying, they'll let you out. But if you say, I just want to leave, I want to go to a hotel to sleep this night, they won't let you out. Yeah, in terms of security, hostel is as secure as it gets. In terms, I mean, Bwari is generally an unsafe area, okay, but you know, the hostel is as secure as you can get in Bwari. Actually, hostel is number one in terms of cost, proximity, and security, but in terms of comfort, it's the worst. It's the actual worst. I mean, let me not even say that, because Abuja hostel, if you checked my vlog, my law school vlog, first week in Nigerian Law School, you'll see a room tour. The room is actually decent. Like, it was way better than I was expecting. It's nice, and I think it's clean. I can't remember if it's every other day or twice a week, but it's cleaned. And I also stayed with clean people, so there was never like nastiness in my room or in the bathroom. But one thing I forgot to say is, in main hostel, you share a room with one person and you share a bathroom with 2 other people. So in other words, 2 people to a room, 4 people to a bathroom. But in the casino hostel, it's 4 people to a room and 4 people to a bathroom. But that 4 people to a room is not cramped at all. The room is very big. I also put like a video of it in my law school vlog. It's very big, so you won't feel cramped or anything. So yeah, the rooms are decent. Like, the only problem is the light situation and the heat. But if you feel like you can withstand that, then hostel might be your best bet. And also, there are things to make your life much easier. First of all, a hand fan or a small fan that is rechargeable, that can work without light. So when there is no light, if your fan is plugged in, you can at least put it on, so you won't die of heat, because it's very hot, trust me. And then if you want to be extra, you can get a laptop power bank. I had a laptop power bank, and that saved my life, honestly. The power bank, like, I think it only died on me once because I was negligent in charging it, but it lasts a long time. If you charge it when there's light, like, it will last for you, so you can always use your laptop. If you want to know where you can get your laptop power bank, hit me up and I can link you to the person that I got it from. Is there anything I wanted to say about hostel again? I think that's it, really. If I remember, I'll probably add it later in text or something. This is me coming in with an edit. There's something I forgot to say, that for you to get casino hostel, most people are allocated the main hostel, but from what I heard, you only get casino hostel if you register late or something like that. So you might want to chill. If this doesn't work, don't blame me. But what I heard from about 2 students that were there previously is that those that came really late, they got the casino hostel because main hostel was full. So it's not like you say, I want to go to casino hostel, I want to go to main hostel. Most of you are going to stay in main hostel, because the main hostel is more, casino hostel is just kind of, they only like, it's only one building, but the main hostel, I think they're like, is it 4 or 6 buildings? So most people stay in the main hostel. Only a few people stay in casino hostel. If you want to be part of that lucky few, maybe register late. But if it doesn't work out, don't call Rukere's name, because I'm not sure about it. So number 2, Alice Apartment. I was actually considering Alice Apartment before I went to the hostel, and I also spoke to someone who stayed in Alice Apartment. Alice Apartment is nice, and the rates are affordable. For bar 1, it's 500,000. For bar 2, it's 1 million. I don't know if they accept monthly payments. I can't speak for that. Maybe if you contact them, you can discuss monthly payments. And in terms of the room, it's nice, it's comfortable. In terms of comfort, it's comfortable. The only problem is light is only guaranteed for 10 hours, so it's not 24 hours light. If there's no lights, they don't always turn on the gen. I don't know the time schedule, but I know that light's only guaranteed for 10 hours. And then another thing, which when I found out about this, I was very shocked, because when I was considering Alice Apartments, I went there with my parents and everything, and they told us the price and everything. They didn't tell us this price is not inclusive of light bill. Like, I found that you actually have to pay, you know, this meter that you use if you're in Nigeria, you know, there's this pay as you go meter. So if you stay in Alice Apartment, you have to keep crediting it yourself. And people I spoke to said they spend like maybe 5k for 2 weeks, or 5k for 1 week if they really use a lot of power. So at the end of the day, that's about 10 to 20k per month. At the end of bar 1, is that not like 100 to 200k extra? Do you understand? Like, it's not small money, so you have to factor that into your payments, that you have to also pay for your light bill. Your light bill might not be that much if you don't use your fridge, if you don't use your AC, if you don't use your electric cooker. But at the end of the day, it's like, what's the point? Because you're going to that apartment because you want comfort, but then you won't be able to get that comfort if you can't use your fridge, you can't use your AC, you can't use your cooker. I mean, so just know, if you're going to this apartment, it's cheap, but it's not inclusive of light bill. That was the one thing that I was very shocked about when I found out. Then in terms of security, I can't vouch for Alice Apartment security at all. Okay, don't quote me on that. I can't vouch for it. And I don't think they, well, okay, I guess they know their residents, you know, like who is staying here before they allow you in. But their security is not top notch from what I've heard anyway. Like it's just like you have a security guard to open gates for you. There's no beefed up security there, so that's something you should consider. In terms of proximity to the campus, it's about I think they said it was about a 20-minute walk to campus, which is, when you consider the heat in that place, you don't want to walk here for 20 minutes because by the time you get to the campus, you're already drenched in sweat. So if you have a car, better for you. If not, you have to probably climb bike or get an Uber or something, make some arrangements. But it's walkable. 20 minutes is a walkable distance, but you probably do not want to do that, especially when you're white and black. You will now come with, pit stains, and it's just not pleasant. Next one, Williams Courtyard Apartment. Williams Courtyard Apartment is very close to Alice Apartments. Like they're like next to each other. So yeah, it will also be a 20 minutes walk to the campus. In terms of security, again, I don't really know much about their security. I think it's also just a security guard, but I'm sure they will not let you in if you are not like a resident of the place. So that's something to keep in mind. In terms of price, I know I think about 600 or 700k. It's probably negotiable. I think it's 600 to 700k. That's for bar 1. For bar 2 is 1.5 million. That's why I said Alice Apartment is actually the cheapest. But there's a hack. If you pay monthly, it's just 150k. And if you move out during your externship period, externship is just for like about 3 months, you end up spending only about 6 months there, and in total it's 900k. So that's a hack to think about. Someone told me about that and I was like, oh, that's actually very clever. Just that when you're doing your externship, you have to move all your things out and you won't be required to pay for those months. Comforts, from what I've heard, Williams Apartment is comfortable, even more comfortable than Alice Apartment. Why? Because light bill is inclusive. Okay, that's just the selling point for me. The fact that you don't have to pay anything else. So once you pay, that's it. Light bill is inclusive. They have 24/7 lights. Come on, yes, that is what you want. The only thing is that I was told that the gen comes on by 7 p.m. but before then the inverter is always on. So if there's no light, the inverter will be on. The downside is the inverter, you can't use your AC with the inverter, but you can use everything else. If you have a rechargeable fan, I think they even have a fan in the room, a rechargeable fan, so at least you will have that. Once the gen comes on, you can use your AC. In terms of cooking, I didn't talk about this in Alice Apartments. Alice Apartment has an electric cooker, so if there's no light, you can't cook. But Williams Courtyard has a gas cylinder. They fill it for you once you move in, and then after it runs out, you have to keep refilling it yourself. So it might be better for you to come with a hot plate or like a small electric cooker, because I think gas is really expensive. I don't really know. I didn't really ask questions about that, but I've heard that gas is really expensive, and it might just be cheaper for you to just have a hot plate that you use, because like I said, there's always light in Williams Courtyard. Next on the list, the residences. The residences is a hotel, really, not an apartment. So first of all, you can't cook, you always have to buy food, and I've heard their prices are like really, well, not really high, but compared to other prices in other hotels in that area, is a bit on the higher side. And the fact that you have to keep buying food every day, you can't cook, you might not want to do that. Of course, you can always buy food from Mami Market, which is cheap, and get a plate of food for like 500 naira in Mami Market, so that's great. But if you want to cook, you can't do that in the residences. In terms of comfort, I think I would say the residences is number one in terms of comfort from what I've heard. It's a hotel. You have services. You can call someone to clean your room. Okay, sorry, I didn't say this. In Alice Apartments and in Williams Courtyard, you also can call someone to clean your room. So let me not say this as if it's distinctive, but just the entire hotel feeling. You have an AC. There's always lights. You don't have that inverter situation. Your AC is always on. So in terms of comfort, it's as comfortable as it gets. In terms of proximity, basically the Williams Courtyard, Alice Apartments, and the residences, they're all like next to each other. So it's still a 20-minute walk from law school. In terms of costs, it's definitely on the high side. I'm not really sure, but I think it's about 200 and something K per month. And then if you negotiate, I can't remember, I need to follow up on the person I asked, like the amount for the entirety of bar 2. I think they give you like a discount. The daily rate is about 8K or 10K. Is it 10K? I think it's 10K, but you can negotiate to 8K if you're staying for long. Monthly rate would be about 240K, and then for the entirety of bar 2, you probably have to negotiate it to get some sort of a discount. But yeah, it's definitely more expensive than the other places. And then considering you also have to pay for food, I think it's probably number one in terms of cost. Like it's very expensive. And then in terms of security, Okay, I can't buy. I don't know, they have a security guard. I don't know how safe it is. Let me not say anything, like no comments on that. I don't know how safe it is, so you won't make a decision based on that and say it's Rookie that said so. I don't know. Elim Hotel. Elim, I was watching a vlog before I went to law school. I was watching a vlog by this person, what's her name, Whitney Madweke, and she stayed in Elim for about one, and it looked really nice. But this was like maybe 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Elim seems to be run down now. Okay, like if you watch my vlog, you see I went to Elim a couple of times to charge my laptop, to go to the gym, to eat and all of that. And even the gym, from the gym you can just tell like it's a rundown place. I'm not really a fan, to be honest. I'm not a fan of Elim. It's a hotel, by the way, not an apartment, so you can cook as well. You have an AC, you have a TV, you have a fridge. I didn't say this in the other ones. God, what's wrong with me? I'm so uncoordinated. You have a TV and a fridge in all the other ones as well. AC, TV, and fridge. It comes to all the service departments. One thing I really don't like about Elim, if you see in my vlog, I said it too, is that they alternate between small gen and big gen. So I think the big generally comes on from like 7 p.m. and then in between that time you're only using small gen. But there's no fan in the room, so you have to come with your own fan. Otherwise, when the small gen is on, heat will just kill you there because you can't use your AC and there is no fan. So definitely, if you're going to Elim, take your fan with you. And the person I spoke to stayed in like the lowest room, and they said it wasn't that great. So maybe if you want to stay in a better quality room in Elim, it might be better. But I'm just speaking for the lowest quality of the room, which is about, is it 7k or 8k per night? Elim is almost as expensive. Okay, no, the residence is more expensive because it's 10k per night. But Elim is 8k per night, but you can probably negotiate it to like 7k or maybe even 6k if you're staying for long. How much does that amount to in a month? If it's 6k per night, 6 times 3, 18, that's 180k per month. In terms of security, I think it's just like the other ones, you know, there's just a security guard that opens gates for you, but it's a hotel. They're not going to ask you, do you live here or anything. So I think they allow anyone to come in. Proximity to the campus is about a 5-minute walk. It's very, very close. It's definitely a walkable distance and you will not sweat. It's just about a 5 minutes walk from the campus. Next is Lovitoz. I don't really know anyone who stayed in Lovitoz. I didn't know Lovitoz because of the restaurants. I never entered the apartment and I don't know anyone who stayed there. But Lovitoz is just opposite law school. At least I can speak about proximity to the campus. It's just opposite law school. So if you're looking for something that is close or you don't see any hostel, Lovitoz is your best bet. It's like 1 minute away from the law school. Of course, you have to still walk to get to the lecture hall for about 5 minutes. But yeah, in terms of security, I mean, you can only walk. The only place you can go in Lovitoz that they won't ask you questions is the restaurant, but the accommodation is in a different side. So even though I went to the restaurants, I've never even seen the accommodation. I think they only let people who stay in go into the accommodation. I also heard they have electric fencing. I don't know how true that is, but Lovitoz to me seems kind of secure, you know, just for that fact that nobody can enter, and they say they have electric fencing. And this one is just my own intuition. Lovitoz is just opposite law school. If law school is safe, by extension Lovitoz is safe, because if they are kidnapping people or shooting people outside Lovitoz, that means they are shooting people outside law school. Do you get? So I feel like by extension law school security also kind of covers Lovitoz. I mean, it might not work directly like that, but I mean Lovitoz is literally opposite law school, so I feel that gives it some sort of security. How much is Lovitoz? I have no idea, bro. I have no idea. I told you I don't know anybody who's stayed in Lovitoz, so I can't speak on that. There are actually so many more. There are so many more. You've got so many options. You have barrister's quarters. You have topmost apartments. Which one again? There are others that are also like on the cheaper side, okay? But I'm just talking about serviced apartments that give you, you know, comfort. But if you want to wait until you get to law school, feel free to do that. I mean, I don't know whether they will sell out soon, you know, given that Bar 1 and Bar 2 are resuming at the same time, and there's likely to be a very high demand. If you need contact numbers for any of these places, I'll see what I can do to get for you. I don't want to really post public people's contact numbers out there, but if you DM me on any of my social media platforms at musicbyrukky on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, I can give you more information. I can give you contact persons who will provide you more information. And if you go to these eTalk websites, etuk.ng, I know some people are scared that it might be a scam, but what I would advise is you go to the website and then look for contact numbers there. So you call the person, you go there and see it, and you pay directly to the agent. So you're eliminating that third party. You're just using the website you know. Also to see pictures, because there are pictures on the website, so to see pictures, to see prices, although the prices they are not reliable, but just to get an idea of the prices. And then to get a contact number. If you can't find the contact number on the website, hit me up and I will try to get you on. All right, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and also watch my vlog on my first week in Bwari. Bye, thanks for watching.